Alright, so tonight, we're going to be cooking a brisket, a Texas style brisket, because that's where I live, in Texas. And it looks like this for now, till I trim it. We'll get there. Alright. My ugly mug. Alright. Now, the first step for any good smoked meat is you have to have a fire. So I'm going to light a fire. Right? Let's look at this beautiful hunk of meat. And I'm not talking about myself. I gotta wash my hands. Alright. Alright, so first thing we gotta do, we gotta trim this bad boy. So really just start anywhere. Point is, we're just trying to get the fat that we don't want to eat off of it. Today, I'm using a boning knife. Not what you think. Maybe it was what you think. I don't know. I can't speak to the thoughts that are happening in your head right now. Alright. So, get this chunky fat off. So I don't want to eat that. Also, it would not render down. So it kind of is pointless. Black shirt and black gloves, it's just like, I mean, this is just what I wore today, man. Black gloves all the time. Now, I did do my hair just for the stream, so my wife insisted. But I'm thinking I should get like some decorative hats. Maybe like a wig, like JQ's. I think it looks nice, so I might be able to pull it off. So what I'm doing is everything that I'm cutting off, I'm sticking into a pan over here. And that is going to sit under the brisket as it cooks at 225 degrees Fahrenheit with hickory wood for, I'm going to guess, about 18 hours at least. So if I put it on now, it'll be a nice dinner tomorrow. It's always something I've wanted to learn. I mean, I have done maybe 10 by now. So I'm not a pro, but they are starting to end up quite delicious. I haven't had a bad brisket since like my third one. And really, you just need like a Weber kettle would do the trick. It's now, oh, thanks Stream Elements, you're late. Putting my bot on blast. But yeah, I mean, my suggestion is find one on sale. It doesn't even have to be like, so this one is Prime. I got it at Costco. Right, it's $4 a pound, which is, you know, very good price for a brisket. But you can find less than that, especially if it's your first one. I mean, it's a practice one anyway, so you don't necessarily need to spend the money for a Prime, because you're just kind of perfecting your method. At least that's how I looked at it. But the most difficult part is not like, I don't know, it's not seasoning the meat, it's not trimming it, it's getting your temperatures right in your grill. And then keeping that consistent, because it's going to be a long smoke, especially if you get a big one. And if you aren't regulating your temperature, then it is going to be very difficult to achieve a good product at the end. But really, I mean, you just need to keep it between 225 and 275. That's kind of the perfect temperature for the smoked meats. Alright, so again, I'm trying to cut off as much hard exterior fat as I can, because the principle is it's not gonna render down, so it's just gonna be like a giant slab of fat on the top of your meat that you can't really eat. So ideally we want to cut this to like 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch. But by putting it in a pan, how long do you usually smoke it for? I would say if I put it in now, so by the time it gets on the grill, it'll be like 11 Central Time. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning at around 7 and check on it, but I expect it to be another 5 or 6 hours at least after that. So I'd say you're looking at a 12 to 18 hour cook, and it could go longer. But I am cooking it at exactly around 225, which is on the low end of the spectrum. So you could definitely speed up the process, and it would still be pretty freaking good if you bumped it up to like 275. That's actually, I think that's what Aaron Franklin, Franklin's Barbecue in Austin, Texas. He's like the king of smoked meats. He does his at 275, but he has like industrial grade smokers and a dedicated crew who know exactly what they're doing and they're watching it all the time. So I'm not. So I'm going to stick with the 225, set it and forget it. And I'll show you how I cheat later. Because if you're doing it like with just wood, you're going to be tending that fire every hour or so, 30 minutes to an hour, just to add some wood, stoke the flames, keep it from getting too hot, keep it from burning out. You know, a lot of maintenance. But I use a kind of like a Big Green Egg style smoker. And I have a little fan that will kick on if it gets below a certain temperature. So that'll stoke the coals and get it hot again. Please tell me, I'm streaming. I considered leaving it on overnight, just to stream on the smoker, but I don't have the equipment to do that, and I would like to have my phone with me. So, but in the future, because I will be doing more of these, because that's half of the reason I got a Twitch, or I started streaming. I do intend to have like a camera on the smoker, and then I could like cut to that while I'm beating Mario at record times and making all of my friends cry with how incredible I am at the game, and you know, other pipe dreams that I have. I'm also going to be the president of the United States. It's not too late. Just as long as they don't watch my streams, then I think I got a shot. But anyway, yeah, the idea is more of these. And I think, you know, I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun watching me slice and dice a big hunk of meat. There is a lot of work to be done on this one. But if you can trim it perfectly, that saves you a lot of waste later. Let's use Droid Cam X. Use your phone as a wireless webcam. Okay. So I do have like an old phone that, you know, it's got a camera on it. I can hook it up to the wall outlet and keep it powered all night. So maybe that's something I do next time. Because like anything bigger than 5 pounds, I'm gonna have to cook overnight. So yes, permanent smoker cam set up on the smoker so you can watch that smoke roll out of it. It's a very satisfying sight to see. I do want, eventually, if they have it, a camera that can withstand the heat of being in a grill and like all the smoke and stuff, and has a good enough picture quality so you can like actually watch the meat cook over, you know, 12 hours or whatever. Because I would be interested in watching that for my own personal reasons. I got a thing for meat. What can I say? I think that would be pretty cool. I don't know if it exists, but I feel like it has to. But can I afford it is the question. So, research. Right, we are getting close to having this trimmed, at least on this side. I think my fire's still going. I hope it is. So I was workshopping the idea of fast games and slow meats as like my theme. So that'd be fun. Or maybe it wouldn't, and it's a very stupid idea. But I think I'm going to do it anyway. Especially if I can get the setup to where, you know, you got on one side or in the corner, you got the smoker or whatever, and I could have a camera on the thermometer so you can check the temp of the meat, the temp of the grill. All that. Feels good. Also, back to the tips. If there's anything like sticking off of the brisket that is just like, it's gonna catch extra heat that the other stuff won't, you might as well just cut it off now. So like this, like I can kind of get it to stick there, but really I'm just gonna cut this part off, and so we lose this little bite of meat. Oh well. Oh wait, I can't see my chat. Where we go? Oh, you in the south? Oh yeah. I am in Texas. Although that's a big state, so that doesn't really narrow it down. But I'm from all over Texas. So, yeah. So sophisticated when you're slapping that huge meat log, yeah. Wait till I spice it. Do like that. I have family in Texas. Really mad. I'm sorry. You should tell them they need to learn how to cook smoked meats, and then go and visit them. All right. So we got a pretty big hunk of fat over here. And all right, so everything that I'm cutting off and I'm putting into these trays, I got 2 trays, right? This is all just stuff. Oh, is that fat on your hands? Yeah. This is all fat. 2 trays worth and more incoming. But yeah, so that is going to sit under the brisket. The drippings from the brisket itself are going to drip into that. And then, like, this is going to heat up and make beef tallow. Basically liquid beef fat, which is pretty pog. McDonald's actually used to cook their fries with tallow, and that's why they were so good for so long, until people realized that, like, eating liquid animal fat with every meal was not good for you. So, is that fat on your hands, or are you just happy to see me? You know, I'm happy to see you. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, so my plan is once the brisket has reached around 165 degrees internal and the bark is starting to look good, then I will take it off, cover it in that liquid beef fat just to add some extra flavor that it might have lost in the process, and I'll wrap it up in butcher paper and throw it back on, and that's going to speed up the process just a little bit. But it's going to do better than if you had wrapped it in tin foil, because if you wrap it in tin foil, it's basically going to boil the meat with any moisture that's left in it, and then that's going to get rid of that nice bark that you just worked, 10 hours for, and nobody likes that. But if you wrap it in the butcher paper, it's got room to breathe, and that will preserve that nice, delicious bark that you're aiming for. Alright, I think we're about done with this side. Other side shouldn't need too much. Right, now for the flip. Yo! What's up, Sylvanity? So to catch you up, I'm cutting fat off of a brisket with the intention to smoke the brisket. And I don't want all of this, look at this. This is a huge hunk of fat. No one's going to eat that. It is completely wasted unless I take it and turn it into delicious liquid beef fat. And the bonus part is it's going to be smoked too, so if you want to use that for cooking later, yeah, it's great. You got sub 25 grat. Thank you. That was so I've never speed ran any game until last week, and everyone said that 16 star, if I'm going the Mario route. There's other games to play out there, I'm sure. I haven't seen them. I think Mario's the only game that exists, actually, now that I think about it. Gene, you can confirm that. But, yeah. 16 star. I looked on the boards. Saw a lot of times below 20. I know I can't do that. At least not right now. But then I saw Big Marsh. Big Marsh. I beat you. Yeah, I got that sub 25. Hit my goal. Got the shakes. Good feelings. Good feelings all around. So, yeah, no, I intend to stick with 16 star for a while. I think I'm gonna aim for not in a week like I did the first time, but maybe I don't know, a month. I think maybe a month of solid practice, I might be able to get sub 20. Now, does that sound crazy? Am I reaching too high? Is this hubris talking? What you dare? What you dare? You gotta say it. I'm not gonna guess. I'm not showing toes. Sorry. I showed brisket, I'm not gonna show toes. Oh, no, fuck that. Now, see, I mean, there's dares, and then there's like, hey, go punch yourself in the balls repeatedly for an hour. And, yeah. I've seen what I've seen what 64 DS can do to a person's mind, and you know, I barely have the temperament to run SM64 the legit way. So, yeah. But you know what? I think I'm gonna put it on the list. Just for you. I'll put it on the list. I'm not going to do it now. I gotta like up my game on the real game before I switch to the fake game. But you know what? I'm going to do it. I'll do it. Just not right now. Here, cool fact about SM64. Hit me. Including unused stars in the vanilla code, there are 182 stars. Interesting. So like fully complete levels that they didn't pop in there. So that's 10 extra levels plus 2 extra hidden stars, I'm guessing. We are almost there, I promise. Weirdly enough, the end screen has 7 stars. What? Okay. That makes no sense. Like, you can actually acquire them in the end screen? Or they're just like picturing them there, but I would like to know. I'm working up a sweat here almost. Okay, that's grill marks. I was a little concerned. I'm growing things on my arms. I wonder if there's a demand out there for slicing meat ASMR. And not like that. I think we are about there. Just a little bit more here. Okay, looking for anything that's sort of sticking out that's definitely not going to cook. No, not finding. Alright. Alright, so now we have very, very, very hot coals. Refill with more coals, and I'm using hickory chunks. And I had some left over from the last fire. This is actually from my grandpa, so I'm gonna use that. A little bit. Toss some of those in there. So the coals themselves are basically just a heat source, but if you want the flavor, pretty much gotta hit it with the chunks of hickory, or really whatever meat you want, or not meat, but wood. Alright, that is my fire. We are going to let it go. And open at the top. And alright, here's the fan. That connected to that is going to tell me when it's good, when it's not. And it will kick on to stoke the fires, so I don't have to do anything. Alright, this little contraption goes on top of the flames, diffuses the heat. So, yeah, it's just smoke now. Then take these grill grates. Alright, so I made my own rub. So we got coarse sea salt. I grounded my own black pepper. I didn't grow the black pepper, but I did grind it. And then I got some onion, some garlic, and a little paprika. I'm just going to get all that mixed up. You could just go with the salt and pepper. Nothing wrong with that. The flavor is in the meats. All this does is add just a little extra with what I put in it. But at the very least, you're going to want a generous amount of salt and pepper in your brisket rub. But I found that the extra sugar and the onion and paprika really help that bark get black. So, alright, I think this is mixed up good enough. So just generously coat this sucker. Alright. Now, bro's making meat. I am making the meats. Told you I would. Here I am with my celebration meats. Alright, so you may have missed the trimming. I got 2 pans full of fat that I got off this bad boy already. And that's going to go at the bottom under this brisket to absorb the juices and fatty bits and morsels that are going to fall off. And then I'm going to take that nice smoked beef tallow. I'm going to rub it on the meat. Oh yeah, I'm going to rub it on the meat. About, I don't know, 7 or 8 a.m. tomorrow. That's my plan. Central Standard U.S. time. So that's about 8 hours from now. At about 8 or 10 hours with a 15-pound brisket, that should put it at around 165 internal. Fahrenheit, I should say, if there are any international viewers. Yeah, so I don't know what the conversion is for Celsius, but mainly what I'm looking for is for this to have like developed a nice crust, or a bark, if you will, like a tree bark, but like black. And at that point, I am going to take it out of the smoker, wrap it up in beef towel, or wrap it up in butcher paper after I cover it all over with that smoked beef tallow, which is going to be from this. I'm going to convert it. Yeah. Whatever the fuck Celsius. 77 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that doesn't sound hot at all. But it is, apparently. And I guess it's getting closer to boiling point, which is, I guess, the point of Celsius, right? Get your boiling and your freezing. 0 and 100, or vice versa. Anyway. So, really press it into the meat. And a nice little flip. Right. I'm going to let this sit here for a second. It's going to be fine. I don't think it's going to run off anywhere. I got the doors locked. Hopefully the dogs, who are corgis, cannot jump up this high, although I wouldn't blame them for trying. Alright. Give it a nice massage. That is some fat. So, let's just smoking away. Alright, I'm back. Okay, what's that? Alright, so I got a little of that extra seasoning. So let's get that on there. Just generously spread that around. You know, don't be too shy with it. If it's too much, it'll just pour off. So, there we have it. It's ready to cook.